So, cousin Michael-Jamal Warner wife did an interview with Gayle King, and I'm going to play it for you, and I want you to tell me what you think. Now, I was listening to Gary with the tea on the way home, and Gary with the tea says the little girl is hungry and suffering, honey. And the bride said, no, 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 she ain't hungry, she ain't suffering. And I'm going to tell y'all when I'm allowed to tell more, and I agree with the mama. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Is there something else going on that we don't know about? Because remember when Malcolm died, we were all suspicious of the wife. But, anyways, let me play the video, the audio. Don't want no problem from CBS. And tell me what y'all think about what is being said by the wife. And then I'll show you a picture of her, honey. And she was looking very sad.
Malcolm-Jamal Warner on the iconic sitcom The Cosby Show. It's still so hard to believe he's gone, and that's how many people still remember him. We fell in love with him, the show, everything about Malcolm-Jamal Warner. Well, this week, fortunately, marks 1 year since the actor drowned while on vacation with his family. They were in Costa Rica. His wife, Tanisha, is now suing over issues to do with his estate in a dispute over money. But in her first interview since his death, she wanted to focus on the emotional side of her grief. She talked about raising their daughter and a message that she is sharing with his fans. After we lost him, you were very private. We didn't hear anything. And then this past September, you posted something. It was your anniversary, I think.
Our wedding.
Yes. What made you decide to do that?
Being in silence for a long time, I realized that there was a world out there that he had touched in such powerful ways that I wasn't necessarily seeing because my grief was sacred to me and I needed to keep in mind. And that posting for me was to let the world know I'm here.
I'm here and I'm feeling what?
I'm here and I'm experiencing the biggest loss of my life. And just because I'm still behind here with my silence and my grief on my own terms doesn't mean I don't see you.
Tanisha and Malcolm-Jamal Warner got married in 2022 and have one daughter together. When did it go from friendship stage to I liked it at him a lot? When did it go to that?
3 months, third date.
While they kept their family private, he spoke lovingly about their relationship publicly.
Our relationship, our marriage, it's the stuff that people dream of. I say that here because I want listeners to know that it is possible.
I've never liked the spotlight, and so that's one of the things that he loved in me, meeting a woman that didn't care about what was on the red carpet at all. And
you really didn't care about any of that.
I did not. I remember even going to an event with him and we walked the red carpet and I was like, get me out of here. It was too many lights. And I was like, can I just meet you at the end?
Yeah.
I often share with people that, yes, he was famous, but from my experience, when people met him, they were not wowed by his fame, they were wowed by him. People would come up and it wasn't like, oh my goodness, you're Malcolm. They'd be like, you have touched my life in such a big way, you have no idea.
One of the stars of The Cosby Show has died in a tragic accident.
Officials say the 54-year-old was swimming at a Costa Rican beach when he was swept away by a powerful current. Bystanders tried to rescue him, but he was pronounced dead at the scene.
So on that particular day, you were on vacation. So were you there first and then he joined?
Well, the moments of that day, they occupy my body so deeply. So it's really hard for me to sort of relive what all of that was and to think about it because it just breaks me in a way that makes it hard for me to sort of stay steady.
Well, what do you want to share about that day, if anything? I'll let you guide me. What do you want us to know about that day?
Worst day of my life. Feels unfair.
Feels unfair.
And all I could think about was my daughter.
Yeah.
And what I needed to do to continue to be her mother.
Yeah.
And be her only parent.
Let me ask you this, was there a time that you thought you had lost both of them? Because that was one of the early reports. Can you say where you were at the time?
I can't remember the details.
You really can't. Do you think you just blocked it out?
I think it
how
was
did you
my
find it?
body went through shock.
Mhm. Do you still feel his presence? Do you still see him in this house? Did you ever think about moving?
He is here with me always.
Mm-hmm.
So let me stop this. So one of the cousins emailed me that, did I hear that Malcolm-Jamal Warner mom sold one of his homes, I think she said in California, and she's going to sell this house too. So I told her to send me the link, stuff like that. I need to read an article. I said, I got this from this article. So did any of you guys hear that the mama sold his California house and she's about to sell the Georgia house? And I'm like, man, why would you sell the house that they were staying in and they were in, and your granddaughter needs to be in that house. They need to have that house. So if any of you guys heard or read it, let me know so I could read the article. This is so sad. Oh my God. Like she said, his presence is here.
I don't think about moving
You don't?
because all of our memories are here.
Are here, yeah.
And it hurts. I can't be in my own home without feeling the loss, but I can't walk away.
What would be most helpful to you to help you get through this?
I often tell my friends who reach out all the time and may not necessarily get a response from me all the time, just don't forget us. And I think that's what I'm looking for. I think the hardest thing about grief is that people, they move on, but for us, because we're his wife and child, there's no moving on. There's moving with and living with.
And the difference between the two is what?
He will always be a part of our everyday. And there's not a moment in my...
It's all right, Tanisha. So Gisela, could I have some tissue?
It's okay, I don't want tissue. There's not a moment in my day that I'm not affected,
Just one look at her, and I know it's on me.
Today, Tanisha Warner, who has a doctorate in psychology, is honoring her husband's legacy through River and Ember. It's a storytelling kit with rituals that provide an emotional foundation for children and their parents.
With the river being vulnerability and the ember being strength, and that's really what my husband stood for.
That's how you see him,
Yes.
River and Ember.
There was no separation. For me, when I think about other families, particularly other families who are grieving, I want them to know that they don't have to be separate.
Cumpleaños feliz. Mommy and Papa blood? Okay.
They say time heals all wounds. I don't know. To me, it matters what you do with the time.
Yeah.
Matters what you do with the time.
I feel like time just gives you space to manage in different ways, I would say. And so you just find more creative ways to be able to manage the life you now have.
Yeah. But I love that you honored him, you honored yourself, you honored your daughter, and you love that you did that. Love that you did that. And I really appreciate you talking to us. I do.
I appreciate you coming to my home.
No, I appreciate you having us here. Wow. I was very moved by Tanisha, and we should say we did this interview before the lawsuit. I was just as surprised as everybody to hear that a lawsuit had been filed. I found her to be very sweet, very loving, very kind, and I reached out to her, and she said it was a formality. This is not a lawsuit that she wanted to file because it's based on what Malcolm, they had a prenup, and apparently there's an issue, not apparently, there is an issue with Malcolm's mom and Tanisha clearly. but this is something that she did the interview because she wanted to thank people who have reached out to her.
She's so private. She's not talked about any of this.
Not any of this. And also she's getting a lot of support on social media. It says, if we still miss him, imagine how she feels. Grief is love with no place to go. You know, I've always been told a daughter's a daughter for all of her life. A son is a son till he takes his wife. I see that in my own house.
Yeah.
Once you get married, it becomes a new responsibility. And I think most people are feeling Malcolm would have wanted his wife and his child to be provided for. I just hope they can work it out, because for Pamela, it was her only child.
It's a baby.
So I understand her pain as well.
Yeah.
Just hope that there's a way that they can work this out.
You know, something struck me when she talked about how people move on.
Yes.
But she can't.
No, she
She
cannot.
never will.
No.
And that hit me because I was asking myself, how am I showing up for people I claim are friends or even family that have lost someone? Because I move on.
Yeah,
I start adulting and I start working. So I'm calling on myself to show up in a better way for people that are dealing with
You heard her
loss.
say, just don't forget us.
Just don't forget.
Just don't forget.
Oh man, that was
Thank you,
Powerful,
Tanisha.
very, very
Thank you,
powerful.
Tanisha, so much. Thank you.
Is it still shocking? I absolutely love that. And it's just so sad. It is so sad, but this rests on Malcolm. Your little girl is 8 when he died, I think. In 8 years, he didn't update the trust. He didn't. Okay, so the trust is the will. He doesn't have a will, but he has a trust. Little girl is 8, no college fund for an 8-year-old. Granted, they're multimillionaires, so he's thinking, oh, we could just pay for college. Tanisha, you was married 3 years. That is calculated, girl. Okay. That's 36 times $5,000. That is $180,000 plus 16,000 times 3. That is 500. I don't know if that's the right. I recovered. But 3 years, he didn't put no money in. He didn't pay you the $5,000. The $16,000 a year for 3 years. The is it taxable or tax-free retirement fund for you, college fund for your daughter, life insurance. You didn't make sure. Yes, it's his responsibility. He should have done it. But you know what my Black woman doctor, who was married to an engineer, told me? She said, as Black women, we have to make sure that we are taken care of. Now, she's a doctor, okay? She was my doctor when I was 16, from the time I was pregnant with Lexi. She was my doctor. And she moved away when Lexi was 25. And she was married to an engineer. And she told me, as Black women, we have to make sure we are taking care. Yeah, he said he gonna do it. Oh, sign right here, Mike. Mike, I need you to sign this life insurance right here. Sign right here. Sign right here. When we had little Michael and we got his Social Security card, we sat right there in the parking lot in Livingston, New Jersey, and I called the financial advisor. Hi, Mr. Financial Advisor. I have the Social Security. Start the college fund. Granted, I could have started it with my Social Security, but I didn't. I called the financial advisor and Mr. Lincoln, and I said, hey, here's the social, start the college fund. Mike got on his phone and called the life insurance agent. Hey, Mr. Life Insurance Agent, we got the Social Security, add little Michael on my life insurance as a rider. So, ladies, we have to make sure us and our children are taken care of. My name, Janice Hilton Thompson, is on every Janice Hilton Thompson right here. Because God forbid anything happen to Big Mike. Me and these kids, I want to make sure we're taking care. We're going to miss him. Yes, we're going to miss him. But the pain of losing your spouse the way she did, and then y'all fighting over money. Gary said the little girl is hungry. She's suffering. She got no food to eat. Baby ain't got no baby need a pair of shoes. No. My heart goes out to them, and I hope that they can work this out. As far as the trust, I don't think her and the baby's going to get anything from the trust. That trust fund, they're not going to get anything because Malcolm did not update it. Malcolm didn't update it. However, all debts has to be settled. So maybe that's why her lawyer is putting this as a debt, that there's not enough money in his liquid assets to satisfy the debts that he owed based on the prenup. And so the lawyer is going to hit that trust. That's the only way she's going to get some money out of it. But after she get her $1.2 million, she ain't going to get nothing else out of it unless the Lord touched the mama's heart. And obviously something is going on that they're fighting over money. And like somebody said, Malcolm has lived such a private life, and in his death, this is what's going on. This is why we all have to make sure we have something written down. Even if you don't have a will to say or a trust fund, write something down. Did they find what's the singer that died? Franklin, Aretha Franklin. Didn't they find something written down in a couch for her? And that was what the judge went with? So write something down. Put it in the email, something. Write it down. Granted, we need to get the legal documents done. When you have a baby, update it. You ain't got no life insurance, go get life insurance. If it ain't but enough to bury him and have something to live on and something to pay off the house and have a life plan. I know what the plan is. I pray every day, long life, blessed life for me and Mike. But God forbid Mike decide he want to go to heaven. I know what the plan is. I don't have to be running around. Oh my God, what we going to do? No, I know what the plan is. Same thing for me. If I decide, which I will not be deciding anytime soon, to move to heaven, Mike knows what the plan is. He knows. He knows where to bury me. I know where to bury him. He knows what to bury me in. I'll pick something for him. So ladies, like my Black woman doctor told me, we have to make sure we are taken care of. And for all y'all dumb women shacking up, having babies for all these men, okay, I have to go. My kids have tennis. Married at First Sight, episode 3, 4, 5, 6, 55 drop. Girl, I don't know when I'm going to get to it because my kids have tennis in the evenings. Usually Hubbylicious take them, but he's just swamped for the next week, 2 weeks. And so I have to, unfortunately, take the kids to tennis and sit out there in all that heat with bugs stuff. I love you. And my heart breaks for Tanisha, her daughter, and the mama. And I just hope that they can come together and work this out. Pay that woman her $1.2 million and leave them in that house. Let me know what you think about this. Very sad. Love you guys. Bye. Oh, the husband profile begins in September. If you want to take it, sign up below. Bye.